Joining us now is Marie-Claude, and we're going to be talking about chiropractic and about our table. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good. You know what was so interesting is I was finding out that you were French-Canadian, right? So tell us about your early beginnings there and what made you decide to go into chiropractic.
So I like the idea that the body has this ability to heal itself, and chiropractic brings that on in everyone they touch. So they bring out the power of healing in everyone they work with.
Yeah, chiropractors sometimes get a bad reputation for people that just think that all you do is like you sit and you're like crack their bones.
Yeah.
It has nothing to really do with that, right?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, we use the spine to influence the nervous system. So our focus is really always on bringing the nervous system function to a higher level of adaptability and resilience.
Stress. A lot of times people hold stress and they have like subluxations, which are where the ushy-gushy part of our, what's supposed to be in our spine kind of gets crunched together, right? How can chiropractic help us reduce stress by eliminating those moments of stress, I guess, from our spine?
So there's two branches of your nervous system. There's the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, and then your resting state, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. So you need a balance between both because stress is good in a certain amount, and you also need to rest and repair. So chiropractic helps you get out of that sympathetic state where people feel always chronic stress. They have busy schedule, they have to juggle family life.
Check.
So exactly. So people like get stuck into this stressful state, and you have to get out of there to be able to repair, to be able to rest, to be able to, even people who want to have kids, to have good reproduction functions.
Really? That helps with reproduction as well?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know
if
people that are struggling with fertility. I did not know that there might be a correlation between that and chiropractic health.
Yeah, because your parasympathetic is what allows you to rest and produce hormones for normal function. So if you're in this state of stress, this kind of brings you out of there, and your body's always looking in the environment and looking for danger, and you get stuck in that state. So chiropractic adjustments kind of balances you out and helps you move better from one state to another instead of getting stuck into that sympathetic like fight or flight, which also makes a lot of physiological changes in your body, hormonal changes, and then no one wants to get stuck in there.
Now, nutrition is also important. Yes. At your practice. Let's talk about that because we're going to be talking about your book as well. But what is the connection for you between chiropractic, nutrition, and overall wellness?
So there's a chiropractic lifestyle that we say. You have to take care of your nervous system because your nervous system is the computer of your body. It controls everything, every function. But you also, once you get disadjustments and you feel better and you go back home, you also have to support your body with good nutrition and exercise.
Exercise.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite? Do you do Pilates? What do you do? What is your favorite choice of exercise?
I think as you age, like strength training is very important.
Okay.
But I think that mixing everything and whatever keeps you happy and accountable to do it is what you should do.
Lovely. And because most of us have to eat every day, at least something, right? Let's talk about this. Thought to table. This is your book. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I wrote this with my friends saying, you seem always organized. You know what to feed your kids. So I'm a mom of 5. So mealtime comes and those little ones want to eat. They want to know what's going on. So I wrote this as a planning book. So it's not a recipe book. It's really how to plan your meals, plan your week, organize everything that needs to be done in terms of meal prep. So that when dinner time comes, you have a plan, everything's ready, it's quick and easy, and also how to prepare a menu so that your kids see what's going on for the week. So I suggest preparing the whole menu for the week, putting it in the kitchen, get all the complaints and all the joys when they read it, and then they know what's going on. They don't ask you what's for dinner tonight. It's a Monday, that's what it's gonna be. Tuesday, that's what it's gonna be. They see their favorite meals in there and they look forward to it. And then it keeps you accountable to just say, okay, I'm ready, I got this. And it's very empowering to just not have to worry about that part of your day when you know it's already done, it's already planned, and it can be adapted to any diet, any culture. I made it very loose in the rules so that you can bring it your own and make it fit your life. I also put some highlight sections in there where you can write down some ideas, because sometimes you read a book, you close it, and you're like, oof, that was very overwhelming. There was too much information. I don't know where to start, and you put it back on the shelf. So by writing these highlight section, when you read a little part, you say, oh, I want to try this recipe, and you write it down.
Right.
Or I want to try this method, and you write it down. And when you go back, you just go to these highlight sections, and then you say, oh, this is what I have to tackle. These are my baby steps that I personalize throughout my reading to be able to improve my eating habits and my organization methods.
This is incredible. I mean, seriously, I've had my show for like 17 years. I think this is brilliant.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant. Like, you even have a chickpea cookie dough recipe,
Yes.
right? What made you come up with a chickpea cookie dough?
So I'm not a chef.
Okay.
So I get a lot of my ideas online. There's wonderful blogs and people who can inspire you right there. But I just personalize these recipes to make them healthy.
Okay.
Because healthy lifestyle is very important. I promote home cooking because if you know what's going into your food, you know what makes you thrive. And then it's an important part of staying healthy is to cook at home.
This is absolutely fantastic. And it's also good for your pocketbook, right? With 5 children, right? Yes. If you're organized and there's like less waste, yep. Right? This is really practical, super engaging. I love the color scheme of it. These are like my favorite colors. I was like, I just love this book. I'm really attracted to it. This is really nice because a lot of times I remember going to even school. They always come up with the school calendar of what you're eating each day, and then you decide whether you're going to buy or you're going to bring, right? So it's kind of similar, but for families.
Exactly.
I used to try to make a list of, we would call it dinner at 6, and then, or I would call my mom. My mom was so great growing up. I'd always be able to say, Mom, what's for dinner? I'd be at like work, and I'd be going home to dinner. It gave me something forward to look forward to. So I like the fact that there's family input also.
Yes.
Like, this is what I would like to make. If anybody has any objections, this would be your like option B.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right.
Or there's also like how to involve kids in cooking, because even when they're little, empty the grocery bag can be like just like a little baby step into getting them in the kitchen and enjoying being in the kitchen and seeing food and seeing that food is not just brought prepared. You have to make it. You have to make it your own. You have to make it healthy. And there's a six-month menu in there where nothing repeats. It's just ideas of dinners for 6 months. So when you're like, oh, I always make meatloaf or I'll make lasagna, and then you can look in there and say, oh, I can make this and this and this. So if you wanted to, not that it's the goal of the book, but if you wanted to, you could eat something different for 6 months without repeating.
Yes, it's in here. That list is in here.
These are just ideas. You can always adapt it to, like, if you want to eat gluten-free, dairy-free. These are all adaptable because these are just ideas that you can put in an engine search.
Yes.
And then it comes up with whatever preference you have for that specific recipe.
I find you fascinating.
Thank you.
No, seriously, thank you very much for being here. I wish I was your neighbor. So it's Marie-Claude Goyette.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us and sharing all of your knowledge and your goodness. This is fantastic. There you go. You know what I'm going to be eating for the next 16 weeks of my life because it's all in here. Actually, it's like more than that. This is really, really impressive. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay, join me on this journey. I'm going to get this book. I would like you to get this book. I want to find out what your favorite steps are that you learn. Be well.